The following feature presentation is part of the Skywalking Network.
This is what you can look forward to on this barrel full of monkey episode 485 of Skywalking Through Neverland.
This is really like a Monkees Lost episode.
Well, we've been a band for a couple of years now. It seems like we've done more interviews than shows.
How many times did you have to rehearse before you felt you were ready for the stage?
Still hasn't happened.
Oh!
It's a kick-ass show. It really is good. When it's all put together, it's really, really good. People are really going to have fun.
God, I'd love to see it. It sounds great.
Are you ready?
Off to Neverland.
Here we go!
A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome. Disneyland is your land.
When I first made Star Wars, everybody in Hollywood said, well, this is a movie Disney should have made.
You're more than just fans. You're family.
Best day ever!
Secrets loud.
It's about family, and that's what's so powerful about it.
Hey.
When you use a bird to write with, it's called tweeting.
When we visit the world of Disney, we never grow old. It's a Peter Pan, Never Land that keeps us young in heart.
This is Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi, and you are skywalking through Neverland. I have a good feeling about this.
Here we come, Skywalkers, walking down the street. We get the funniest looks from everyone we meet. You know why? Because we are about to monkey around like never before.
Aww.
And I'm so excited about this. But before we begin to monkey around, last time I'll say that joke, okay? Not that it was a joke.
It's okay.
First, we want to welcome you back to
Skywalking Through Neverland.
I am Richard Woloski, but now everyone please say hello to my star collector, my sweetie wife, Sarah.
Yay! Oh.
Star collector is a big theme on this episode.
It is.
She's a star collector.
Big theme. What was the song at our wedding, though? The man, every man must have a...
Oh, and you just may be the one.
And you just may be the one, yes. Well,
Yes.
you may be my one.
Oh, see, there you go.
Oh, man.
See how the monkeys just fit right in your life?
It does.
Like a glove.
I love it. Well, we are your enthusiastic podcast destination for the many decades of your Star Wars, Disney, Marvel, pop culture, and monkey fandom. So imagine a giant Wookiee hug from us and a little sprinkle of pixie dust for our family of Skywalkers. Now, we are live on the Skywalking Through Neverland YouTube channel right now. And if you haven't already, please subscribe and hit that little bell for notifications, because sometimes we go live as a surprise, like tonight, when we decided to record these wraparounds after our Things We Want to Share live stream.
Even though we go so spontaneous, look at everyone we have right here in the Sky Chat. There's Jeff Caffrey.
Yay.
There's TV Soaps.
Wow.
There's Don Glover.
Mm-hmm.
There's Skywalker Academy.
Yep.
Hey, there's Skywalker's Academy. We have Glenn.
Mm-hmm.
And
so far, that's all who has commented.
Yeah, more to come.
Awesome. All right. Well.
What? Hold on. We need an update.
Oh, okay.
You mentioned YouTube.
Yes.
Okay, so last week we were at 9105 subscribers.
Okay.
9,105. We asked to get us to 9,111.
Mm-hmm.
It went up. It went back down.
Oh.
It went back up again. A couple. So now we
Uh-oh.
are at
9107.
9107.
I think it went up 1 since last week.
It went up like 5, then
Right.
it fell down like 4.
Yeah.
So it's been yo-yoing.
Oh, man.
It did hit that 9111.
Oh, it did.
It did hit that, but then it went back down again. So now we got to get to 9112. So please get us there. We're stuck in this little vortex.
This little zone.
Yeah, I can't get out of it. But good news.
Yes.
Last time we said that we're 6,400 away from that 1 million podcast download mark.
Yeah.
Well, we're now in the 5,000s.
Whoa.
5,900.
Away from hitting a million downloads
yes.
in our audio podcast. Wow. That's amazing.
So we feel it's important to keep everyone up to date.
Yeah, it's kind of fun.
Yeah, so you can climb the social media ladder with us.
Yes, the ebb and flow of subscribers. Yes, Jeff, you probably know that well as well. All right. Well, in this episode, we are so excited. We speak with Ron McNeil and Frankee Mendonca of the Monkees tribute band, Monkee Men. Ron is the creator and backup musician, and Frankee plays the part of Davy Jones. Aw, this is as close to having the actual Monkees on as we can get, and they do not disappoint.
No. Yeah, we just saw them in concert not too long ago, and it was a blast. And it was also an emotional experience because not only was the show full of monkey romps, but heartfelt moments, like when positive vibes were sent out to the monkeys who have passed away, like Davy Jones and Peter Tork and Mike Nesmith. And you can just sense the audience is taking it down a beat and just getting into that vibe.
Yeah.
And we also want to give a big thank you and a shout out to our friend Bryna Dambrowski. And she set up all this interview with us with the Monkee Men, with Ron and Frankee. So thank you, Bryna, for doing all that behind the scenes work.
Absolutely. Also on this episode, we have Skywalker shout outs.
Now, we are being sponsored by Small World Vacations, and they are a diamond-level Disney vacation planner travel agency that can help you book your trip to a Disney park around the world or on a Disney cruise. And best of all, the service is free of charge. So head over there to smallworldvacations.com for a no-obligation price quote and tell them Skywalking Through Neverland sent you, and then tell them Star Collector.
They're going to be so confused.
No, just be very, very confused. Like, why are you guys saying all this stuff to us? We have no idea what any of this stuff means. But just say it, see what happens.
Yeah. All right, we are recording this episode from Long Beach, California on September 30th, 2024. So, Richard, I have a very important question for you. What happened today in Star Wars history?
Well, first, let's see what happened this week in Skywalking Through Neverland history.
Oh!
Because a few days ago, on September 26th, we celebrated our 11th year of podcasting.
Our 11th year anniversary. Amazing. Not many podcasts last 11 years.
No.
There are several, but not many. Yeah.
Yeah, it takes a village.
It does.
And luckily, we got you Skywalkers out there to help us out. And you Skywalkers sent in a whole bunch of very heartfelt messages. So earlier today, we did our Things We Want to Share, our Monday YouTube live show, and we read some of your comments that you left in our Facebook group and our page. So check our YouTube channel and look up the Things We Want to Share from today, September 30th. And we just shared a lot of it with you. You shared with us, we shared with you.
Yes.
Now, how are we gonna celebrate 11 years, Sarah?
How are we going to celebrate 11 years? Well, Richard, you're the podcast planner. You're the planner, so tell me. How are we going to celebrate?
I was teasing this all throughout our Things We Want to Share.
Yeah,
So, in 2025, we're going to celebrate our 11 years of podcasting by doing 11 live events.
Whoa.
11 live events. Now, that's about 8 more than usual.
Really? Yeah, I guess it would be.
Yeah. Now
are we including the libraries with this?
We are including libraries.
Okay, because we already have some lined up then.
Yes, a library system just reached out and said, hey, we want to have some of your trivia shows and a couple of panels where you tell the people about your podcast and you inform them about starting their own podcast or YouTube channels. Like, okay, we got you covered.
Yeah.
You come right to us and we'll do the whole thing, the kit and caboodle, out the door, trivia, podcast, all kinds of fun stuff. So not only the libraries, but we're going to plan on doing Comic-Con again. And
hopefully some other conventions as
Yeah,
well. Like
yeah.
what? Comic-Con Revolution probably?
Comic-Con Revolution in May.
Okay.
And I'd like to hit one on the East Coast.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So
we're kind of trying to expand every year, maybe go to somewhere new every year. So if you guys have any suggestions, let us know. Oh, look at Jeff. Says, best panels ever. Aw.
Oh, thank you, Jeff.
Thank you, Jeff.
He's a great supporter of Skywalking Through Neverland and our live shows.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's the goal. To celebrate 11 years, we're gonna do 11 live events in 2025.
I think we can do it.
Mm-hmm.
I think we could do it because that'll be really fun.
Yeah, and we'll get a chance to promote our new trivia books. What?
Ooh.
What? What did he just say? Details to follow.
Better get on that.
All right, now, hold on.
Yes.
I got a phone call. Hold on.
Oh.
Hello. Yeah, I'm getting to that right now. Okay. All right, I'll talk to you soon. Okay, bye-bye. What is...
What? That's a very fancy phone you have there.
Well, you know what? It is. And it was on this date, September 30th, 2010, 14 years ago.
What?
That Verizon Wireless releases the highly anticipated limited edition Droid R2-D2 phone by Motorola. We're showing it right now. So if you're not watching this on YouTube, you're missing all the visuals.
Doesn't this like go up?
Yes, it does.
Or down? How's it do?
Like this. You can see the keyboard
by
there you sliding it right there.
Look at the little keyboard.
Now, I had no idea this did this. It was like a year later, and our friend kept saying, Rich, I've been texting you. It's like, what do you mean texting? What does that mean? He said, yeah, well, how do I respond to a text? He said, well, give me your phone. And he slid this and revealed this hidden keyboard. What? What is this?
Oh, that's so cool. I remember this like it was yesterday. We traveled to Santa Monica because it was a Verizon store, like a flagship store that was opening earlier than everyone else.
Yes. And you know what? I just drove by that store yesterday.
Oh.
And I was going, hey, we'll be talking about you tomorrow.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's the Santa Monica Verizon store. We got there 2 hours, I want to say, before the store opened because
we were first in line.
We wanted to be the first ones on the East Coast.
On the West Coast.
The West Coast to have this R2-D2 phone.
Mm-hmm.
So we're standing there in line, and we see a line trickle behind us. And as soon as the doors opened, we raced in, as did everybody else.
Yeah.
We bought the phone, and we were told that we were the first people on the West Coast to have their R2-D2 phone activated.
Yay!
Not only did we get the very first R2 phone, but the first one to have it activated.
My nails kind of match.
Yes, it
Those
does.
silver nails.
You planned on that.
Yeah.
Now, without looking at the notes, how much was this phone, Sarah?
I want to say it was like $150.
Oh, pshaw.
Well, how much was it?
$250.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But then they gave you a $100 mail-in rebate.
So I was right.
Oh, there you go.
$150.
Okay.
Did I say?
But not out the door, though.
Right,
not
right.
out the door.
Got to mail in the
mail it in. I think
rebate,
like a year later, they sent you back the $100.
Yeah.
And you had to sign for 2 years.
Okay. Got
So
it.
Done and done.
Now, I do remember this was an issue because I think did I have an iPhone yet? No, probably not. I don't know, but I think I was on Apple and this is not Apple. This was like the other
Motorola.
Well, whatever it was. And it was really hard to tell you how to do stuff because I'm the tech person, but everything was different. And I'm like, I don't know how to help you. So, yeah.
It came loaded up with all these visuals, all these graphics, these sound effects.
Sounds. The sound effects.
Tons of sound effects.
It was really cool.
And then every once in a while, you'd walk by someone, they'd have an R2 phone, you kind of give them the secret little R2 whistle, and someone would walk by with an R2 case, not a phone, but a case. It's like, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, that isn't the droid I'm looking for. Yeah, so 14 years ago today.
Nice.
All right, now, everyone, buckle up as we go behind the scenes and see what it takes to be a Fab Four or a Monkee Men. Or a Monkee Man.
Walking down the street, get the funniest looks from everyone we meet. Hey, hey, we're the Monkees.
Last month, we time warped back to 1966 to see the Monkees in concert. Mike, Mickey, Peter, and Davy, they were all there. They played their hits. The show was a non-stop comedic romp.
But wait. Hold on.
What?
We didn't time warp.
No?
And those guys were not the Monkees, but the Monkee Men. A tribute band that's as close as you'll ever get to the actual Monkees.
And now we are so excited to have on the show Frankee Mendonca, who embodies the part of Davy Jones, and the group founder, Frankie's brother and fifth monkey, Ron McNeil. Hey, hey, Ron and Frankee!
Here we come.
Well, thank you so much for coming on the show. And we saw the concert last month in Costa Mesa.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you want your money back?
No,
No!
I was gonna give you some more money.
It was
Wow,
amazing.
okay.
They are musicians, aren't they?
Yeah. Now the Monkee Men concert is more than a musical journey, but also like a Monkees episode. There wasn't one moment when I didn't feel like I was watching the actual Monkees. And then there was the bonus where the Monkee Men played with the Fab Four, the Beatles tribute band, for a rousing rendition of Hey Jude, and suddenly my life made sense.
It was really cool. It was like a time warp. And so, first of all, we really want to get a baseline for each of you. How far back does your Monkees fandom begin?
Ron, should we start with you?
Yes, you
Yeah.
should.
Well, I'm the older brother, so I guess yeah, for sure. The Monkees were always in our household. You know, my mom tells me I used to watch my Call Gems records go around the turntable while I was peeking over and running around singing, "Hey, we're the Monkees." And we both grew up with that music. Just it was always playing in the house. I left for a brief time. I went on tour with a band when I was 17 or 18 years old. And at that time, I think Frankee took all my records and started playing them and was really getting into them and learning the bass lines just for fun and just different. But the Monkees have always been a huge part of our family.
And when you say you're out with the band, this is one of your own bands?
It's a long story. It was like a cover band. It was part of a thing that I did for about a year. And it was an interesting experience, yeah.
So then Frankee took all your monkey possessions.
He did.
The only time I could get to the case of records is when he was gone.
So you took that opportunity to really get your fandom going.
And my guitars.
Yeah, his guitars as well, yeah.
Yeah, you know what? In most states, if a brother leaves for more than 2 weeks, the monkey's possession goes to the little brother. Trust me, I learned that on the internet. So Frankee, where did your Monkees fandom begin, and what was your favorite song or album?
Wow. So growing up, being the younger brother of Ron, it was always music in the house and all that. So, since I could remember, it was Monkees and Beatles. And that was it. If it wasn't Monkees or Beatles, I couldn't play it in the house. So as for that was fun growing up with all that stuff. Those songs are great, Beatles and Monkees, of course. And then all the musicians that are on those songs is incredible. So growing up with that was kind of cool. As for my favorite album, I'm a Monkee fan until I don't know, Present, and then after that I don't really know any Monkee stuff. I don't mean to say it, but I did say it. But so favorite Monkee album, I really love the Head soundtrack. I think that as when I heard that the first time as a kid, I thought it was the strangest thing I'd ever heard, and I still listen to it to this day, start to finish. I can't put it on without ending it. I can't just stop in the middle. I have to listen to the whole thing.
Yeah, one of the rare soundtracks where you get sound bites in between tracks. I've always loved that. Now, do you have a favorite Monkees song?
Well, it's not a Davy song, but As We Go Along, which is also on the Head soundtrack. And that tune is great. And Mickey does a great job on it.
Nice.
Right now, Davy Jones is up in heaven going, "Why you? Why you?"
He didn't like any Davy songs either, right?
So, Ron, what is your favorite Monkees album or song?
Pisces Aquarius is my favorite album, and my favorite song is also on Head, and it's the Porpoise song.
Nice.
And we don't play either of those songs in the show.
Yeah. We'll get to that in a minute.
Yes.
But so Ron, you created the Beatles tribute band Fab Four. So at what point did you realize you needed a monkey yin to the Beatles yang and come up with the Monkee Men?
Well, I always wanted to do it way back, even when we started the Beatles thing. But the Beatles thing took 30 years of my life, so it's like, you just kind of ride that wave. And as I started to get a little bit older, and I figure I better do it now because, it's a good time. I'm starting to perform a little less on stage, and we have 3 or 4 guys who play John Lennon who can easily come and do my job. So it freed up some time for me, and Frankee was available, and so it was like, well, it seems like a good time to do it right now. So that's kind of where we started, and just made a few phone calls and made it happen.
So then at what point did you do this? Like, what year was this? And if you could take us through this research process and design of the Monkee Men show, we would love to hear that.
Well, we've been a band for a couple of years now. It seems like we've done more interviews than shows. But
that sounds so Spinal Tap.
it very much is. But a lot of Spinal Tap moments in the Monkee Men, actually. But no, what was the question? Oh, we started it just like a couple of years ago, right after COVID, and decided to put it together. So we're trying to just make things work here. Like, you guys are a big Monkees fan, so you guys got to see the show. We've never done a Monkees show. We've only opened for the Fab Four. So in other words, the fans are half Beatles fans and half Monkees fans. But we're still waiting to book a tour to make the whole thing happen. But it's been a dream of mine, and Frank's a natural, for Davy, as you could tell from the show. And it's been a lot of fun. The guys are so good. It's we don't really need that much rehearsing. The guys are just so talented. It's really a pleasure to play that music, and play something different than the Beatles. Like I said, I've been doing for 30 years. Not that I don't love the Beatles, as you can tell. It's just after a while, it's nice to play something refreshing and different.
So when you realized, okay, we're going to do this, Frankie's on board, how did you design the show? Did you watch the shows multiple times, concert clips multiple times? How did that all come together?
It's mostly, just in the back of my mind, in the back of my memory, and knowing all the songs and the TV shows. It's just a matter of what bits do we want to put in. We have Mike saying, give me a G, and we pull the G string out, and do that kind of thing.
Hey, give me a G. Come on. Quit clowning around. Let's go.
Give me a G. Quit messing around, you guys.
So we're trying to incorporate some of the TV show in with the songs, and try to make a whole experience, like you said, where people are taken back to the 60s, taken back to the TV show, and hopefully being taken back to the records as well, because we're trying to recreate the sound of the records as much as we can.
Yeah, it was a great combination of the music and the show within your concert. And I wasn't really expecting all of that. I've seen little clips here and there, but to see it all come together, this is really like a Monkees Lost episode.
Yeah, now, did you guys research any other Monkees tribute bands?
There have been a couple in the past, but I don't think there's anything right now, not that I've noticed anyway.
There was a couple of them, because when I put the video up on Facebook and say, look, it's the ultimate Monkees tribute band, people will say, how about this band or this band or this band? It's like, well, they're playing the songs. They're not dressing up as the Monkees or embodying the Monkees.
Yeah, there's a couple of groups. Zilch, I think, is one. There's a couple on the East Coast. Sound really good. I mean, like I said, it's not, but like you said, it's not like what we're doing, trying to actually recreate the 4 Monkees on stage, as well as trying to incorporate some stuff from the TV show. And so, no, we haven't really looked at any other bands to do other than the Fab Four, and trying to incorporate some show ideas. And the Monkees themselves is really our template.
Okay. Now, I know you mentioned that Frankee was on board right away, and he's Davy Jones, of course. So, was there an audition process for the other members of the band? Because I know some of you were part of the Fab Four, so did they come from there? Or how did that process go?
all of the guys are from the Fab Four, basically. Joshua Jones, who plays Mickey, has filled in a couple of times with us as Paul McCartney. Josh is a multi-talented instrumentalist. He started off on drums, which I didn't know because he played bass with us, so I just assumed he was a bass player. But he's also an excellent guitar player and a keyboard player and an excellent vocalist and all these different other things. So it was natural for him. Somebody mentioned he played drums. I always knew he had a high voice, but somebody mentioned he played drums. I'm like, oh my gosh, I wonder if he knows about the Monkees or even likes the Monkees. And when he said yes, it pretty much came together because Mickey was going to be the hardest part, getting someone to be a professional drummer like Hal Blaine, who's playing on most of the Beatles records, on Monkees records, and also sing as high as Mickey does. So that was a difficult find. And then Josh is good friends with John Fickus, who plays Peter Tork in the group, and he's also filled in for us as John Lennon. So we already knew those two guys, and then we've Doug, who plays Mike Nesmith in the group for the first couple of shows, is playing currently with 1964, the tribute, as George. So Doug had to kind of step down, and we have now a guy from Britain's Finest, who's a local Beatles group. It's crazy. We're all Beatle guys. So that's mainly it. And Frank played Paul McCartney with us for a number of years in Las Vegas.
So you got to really have a full stock of A, B, C, D groups ready to go. So and being able to mix and match, is it easy to plug in one guy here and another guy here? And Frank, do you find it easy playing with other guys that you've never played with before and just trying to get that meld?
Well, as long as everybody knows their parts, it should be fine, right? As long as the John guy isn't singing the Paul part or the Paul vocal, we'll be okay. But after all these years, I've learned all the parts. So if he does, I'll just switch in the middle of a song anyway. No big deal.
Recently, I've seen concert footage where the band members are fighting on stage. Yeah. So hopefully that doesn't happen with you guys.
Oh my goodness. No. Frankie, what instruments do you play?
Not a single one.
Oh, okay, you're a singer.
No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
The tambourine?
Yeah, tambourine. The percussion stuff for the Monkees show. I also play guitar. I play bass, a little piano, and drums as well.
Wow.
And I think later, once we do get a full show, where we'll have to, do it longer than 45 minutes, all that stuff I'll be playing in the Monkees show. I touch the keyboard for a song, of course all the percussion stuff. I'm back on the drums for a song. I play guitar on a song. And bass.
You play a lot of bass, yeah.
Yeah.
I've always loved it when Davy would take over drums from Mickey, either in the Words music video or just on stage. And I've seen you do this at a couple of other concerts where Frank, you would come up behind Mickey and take over the drumming from him while he took center stage. When I saw that clip, I think it was from a show last year, I thought, these guys know their stuff. And you know what? If you go back up on stage, here, you can borrow this right over here.
Aww.
I can't read it.
It's an autographed tambourine.
Oh, nice.
Davy Jones autographed tambourine.
Wow, that's awesome.
That's very cool.
I'll even let you borrow this too. It's a red maraca.
Borrow.
Yeah, I'd like it back too.
Yeah.
So Frankie, I got another question for you. Now, the Monkees show director James Frawley had the guys watch the Marx Brothers on an endless loop. Did Ron make you guys watch the Monkees on an endless loop just so you get all the mannerisms?
Well, that's funny. Actually, I'm a huge Marx Brothers fan as well.
Oh.
So I've seen all those films, hundreds of times as a kid growing up. And then, so it was 86, right? When MTV did the
marathon
thing. Yeah, the marathon and all that.
Of the Monkees?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's Ron and I and a friend of ours, we stayed up to the whole thing. What was it? 48 hours straight of Monkees. Ron was recording them on the VHS cassette tapes.
We had two recorders going so they wouldn't overheat.
Ah, the 80s.
But yeah,
Wow.
when we talked about it, doing it and stuff, yeah, you have to go back over and watch stuff again. Of course, I watched Head 4 times. And then, you know, Ron's pretty good at letting us find our place and how we do what we do instead of trying to be, a stickler about it. Like, this has to be exactly like this. He wants you to be comfortable in doing what you're doing. So, the hardest thing for me is I'm not a dancer. So, and then singing and dancing and percussion and all, and the crowd and all that kind of stuff. It's a completely different monster than doing McCartney, which is pretty much what I did my whole musical career. Hiding behind the guitar and the microphone right in front of you. That's my security blanket. This, I'm the front man. I got to run around. I've got to, joke with everybody on stage and the crowd and all that kind of stuff. And I got to throw a couple dance moves here and make sure I do this and don't forget that and all. So, it's just like anything else. It takes a little practice, and it's been fun though.
How many times did you have to rehearse before you felt you were ready for the stage?
Still hasn't happened.
Oh.
There's that monkey wit.
Okay.
Yeah, and going back to the dancing thing, as long as you got that daydream believer sway, then you're golden. And the little hip sway when you're playing the tambourine that Davy has.
Yeah.
Once again, I'm keying in on all this stuff and going, wow, these guys really know their monkeys.
Well, that's hard too, because when you watch the TV episodes and they're doing the songs that we do in the show, Davy's just standing there next to Peter for the most part. But there's an audience in front of us. So we've got to kind of have both of that, a little bit of going out and doing, and then standing there so they can go, oh, that looks like the TV show. That looks like live. It's hard to mix all that kind of stuff in.
I can imagine. Now, what's been like the best review or comment you've gotten for your show?
That you came to see it.
Aww. Well, I gotta say, like, we went and saw it down at the, what was it?
The
South
OC
Coast
Fair.
OC Fair.
Yeah.
And I mean, we were there for the Monkee Men. Because of Richard, I'm a huge fan of the Monkees, and we've seen them in concert several times. And for me, I never grew up with the Monkees. Like, it just missed me completely as a kid. But with your fandom and then actually seeing you guys perform like the Monkees, it was like you said at the very beginning, Richard, it was like a time warp. Like I had been warped back to the 60s and got to see the Monkees for real. So I really appreciated that. And I mean, that was like so amazing.
And Sarah's seen like what, 5 or 6 Monkees concerts.
Yeah.
And buying the merchandise.
There you go.
little Monkee Men dolls.
Yeah.
Yeah, in fact, when we first started dating, Sarah made me a mixtape and I made her a CD.
Yes.
And of course, it was like 9 out of 10 songs with the Monkees, and her mom says, "How old is he?"
There you go.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. Well, speaking of favorite songs, what like 3 Monkees songs would you like to include into the concert as time goes on and as you hopefully expand the concert to become its own thing?
Oh, wow. I mean, I love every single Monkee song. I would like to do something a little more complicated, like Star Collector, Porpoise song, stuff from Head. Let me see if there's one more I can throw in there.
Are you looking at my notes?
I know, right? He's got 3 picked out. You just named 2 of them.
I can't, it's difficult. There's stuff like I'll Spend My Life With You and different songs that are just so great. It would be nice to hear them a little closer to the record than they've been performed before live on stage, and so by other bands or even the Monkees themselves. So I'd like to hear some of those songs arranged a little more like the record, and I think stuff like that would be cool. I'll think of one more. Frank can give his.
You're picking 3 songs that you would like to include in the concert, and they've all got to come from the album Changes.
Great. So On the Day We Fall in Love. No, I'm totally joking.
It's a very slow song.
Oh, okay.
No, nobody wants us to do that.
I was trying to be supportive.
I think Circle Sky would be cool to do. That tune just moves for me. It's cool. Daily Nightly?
Whoa.
That would be kind of fun.
Can you guys see our notes?
We got to get She in the show. She is in the longer show, but we haven't done a longer show yet, so that would be cool.
Do you notice he's picking songs not by Davy Jones?
Ah.
Now, for me,
I'm a Monkees fan. A Monkees fan. You know, we could do Ladies Baby if you want. You know, why not?
Oh, I'm very sure that the crowd would go, yeah, Ladies Baby, that's awesome. And John, who plays Peter, would be like, yeah, finally, it's not just Auntie Griselda.
Oh boy.
For me, I'm gonna throw a couple of songs in here. So get out a pen and a piece of paper.
I was gonna say, should I take notes? Hold on.
Yeah, please do.
Take notes.
Go ahead.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna say Star Collector too. It's my favorite all-time Monkees song.
That was on the mixtape/CD.
Yes, I think I put it on like 4 times on her mixed CD.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna also go with Sweet Young Thing.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I've heard every time I've seen the Monkees in concert, they've always changed up Sweet Young Thing. And I'd love to hear what the Monkee Men take with it would be, but you've got to stay with the original recording, which is fine by me.
Right.
But I've always loved hearing that in concert. So Star Collector, Sweet Young Thing, and Porpoise Song.
Well, there you go. I think we're on the same page. Sweet Young Thing is one we talked about. It's got a fiddle part, which is a little difficult to find someone who can either fiddle around with it or I was thinking about just getting one myself and trying it, but I've never really played that instrument before. But so that's the difficult part of that song. But we would try to do it as much like the record as we could. As you could tell by the concert, we're trying to do everything as close to the record as possible. So that would be a lot of fun.
We talked about having me do it, the fiddle part. I'm not doing anything in that song. So I would be available. I've never played anything like that. And then I also would, link it to Davy playing fiddle in the Head movie.
There you go.
Right.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay, Sarah.
So I feel like, Frankie, you mentioned a couple of mine, which would be Daily Nightly and Circle Sky. But also I feel like She Hangs Out. Do they run, hey, do they run.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good groovy one. You can dance to, so yeah.
We're hoping at some point maybe there's a, because, the Fab Four, we tour with, last year we toured with Rubber Soul. We did the entire Rubber Soul album.
Oh.
And Mickey's done all of Headquarters. So we're thinking about maybe if it becomes something, we can do a tour with, just do all of Pisces or do all of Headquarters or something like that. Would be a lot of fun. An album-oriented tour.
That would be, hey, I'll give you my credit card right now.
That would be neat, and it would be educational, because I haven't listened to those albums in order, and so to just listen to an album, it's something like the attention span of now doesn't really have time for. They don't sit down and listen to albums, so
That's
to
true.
be able to go to a concert and do that.
Hey, you kids, if this is the only way we can get you to hear an album, this will be it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And speaking of which, I loved seeing all the kids at your concert. There were, 95% of the audience was all 50 and older, but then there was a couple of kids, and guess what? They weren't on their phones.
Right.
So you've got them when they're not on their phones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a special zapping tool we have. It zaps them if they're on their phone.
Can I have that,
Can I borrow that, please? I'll trade you that for one red maraca.
All right. Red maraca.
Now, did we mention that we wanted to hear Star Collector? So, Frankie, can you get on this? Can you start rehearsing this?
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
Sure.
good. Okay,
Nice.
good.
I know it on bass. I know the vocal.
Oh, sweet.
I'm ready. I just,
Are you guys looking at this on YouTube? They have this guy who's deconstructing all of the tracks. Have you seen that?
Yes.
That's really, really cool. You can hear all the parts separated. And for us, it's great.
Yeah, I am obsessed with this channel.
What is this channel called?
Septal
Okay, I know. I'll walk in
SEPTYO.
sometimes and you'll be
Yeah, it's
like,
what are you?
listening to it.
That's just a drum beat. What are you listening to? But you can really break down the songs. And I think it'd be a fun Monkees trivia game to play like a bass line from a song and see if fans can guess what it is or the drums.
Yeah. Yeah, we used to do that on long trips with I used to have all those stems, all the different stems from different bands. So we'd play the drum beat for something, the Go-Go's or something, and then see if anybody can guess the song. And we're going, God, it sounds familiar. We don't know what that is. So that was a lot of fun for the long trips.
Wow, where do you get those stems?
Oh, just all over the place. Most of it was leaked from Rock Band because in Rock Band you had to have the separate parts, and then someone extracted all that and made them into separate tracks for everybody to listen to. So.
Oh my God, is that Rock Band's like the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
A game,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious! Wow.
Now, has Mickey Dolenz seen your show, and if so, what was his reaction?
He said, "No." Yeah, no. We actually played with Mickey a couple of times. So let's see. We did one show right after COVID. So the Fab Four came out. The Fab Four. So it was basically me as John Lennon, Frank as Paul, Doug as George, and then we had Josh play Ringo. So basically you've got the Monkee Men on stage, and then so the Beatles did their thing, and then we said, now here he is, Mickey Dolenz, and then Frank and Fickus, John Fickus came on stage, and we backed Mickey for the hits of the Monkees. So he's.
I was already on stage.
Oh, you're right. That's right, Frank. Who? Well, Matthew or somebody came on. Yeah, Matthew came on. So, so he's played with us. We did a whole tour with Mickey called 50 Summers of Love, with also with Mark Lindsay from Paul Revere and the Raiders, and that was fun. So we're friends. We know what's going on, and he was okay with it. I was telling him about it then. Mickey, I'm thinking about doing a thing. He's like, well, just make it good, So basically all he said. And then when I finally got the guys together, he says, well, who's playing me? He wanted to see who we got,
Of course.
And, so, he's cool with it. I mean, we haven't received any paperwork from his lawyers yet, so we think everything's good. The attorneys aren't after us, so.
If an envelope comes from Columbia Pictures, don't open it.
Exactly.
Say, yeah, I got lost in the mail.
Unless it's an autographed picture or something, I don't.
Yeah.
So has he seen the Monkee Men in concert?
I don't know, actually. I don't think. I mean, not live, but I think it's something. I think it's something he would enjoy. Like I said, we're doing it authentically and trying to pull some of the stuff from the TV show. I think it's something that he might like, but. He may have seen it on YouTube. I mean, if someone was imitating me on YouTube, I'd probably watch it. Just as out of curiosity. So I'm sure.
I'm sure he's out there trolling you guys.
He's the guy. This is terrible.
Yeah, they're not playing their own instruments.
Right, exactly.
Now, I'm sure you're way ahead of us here, but have you ever asked Mickey to join in, or have you ever asked Mickey to open a show, be his opening act for one of his upcoming concerts?
No, it hasn't come to that. We're still playing with what's going on with the group. We don't really even know, and it's been a little bit difficult to get gigs. It's a long story. So the Fab Four's agent is Mickey Dolenz's agent.
Oh.
So to try to get the Monkee Men into a venue is not a good idea because Mickey's already playing that venue. So if Mickey's playing the venue, then we can't play the venue.
Why?
So, well, you don't want competition. You don't want to have. You would think, right, that people would want to see both entities.
Yeah.
You can see the real Mickey and you can see the fake Mickey, but so it's been a little bit difficult. But there has been talk about the idea of it. I mean, we're open to anything. Anything that has to do with Mickey, we're good with it. So anything he wants to do, we're fine.
This is money in the bank.
Yeah, speaking as a consumer, that would be amazing. It'd be a 1-2 punch. One concert, see the Monkees from the 60s, basically, and then see Mickey today. It's like, yeah, it'd be really cool.
a lot of people have been throwing ideas around. Mickey comes out, introduces, says hello, introduces the band, lets the band play a little bit, comes back, tells a story, does another song, and closes the night with "I'm a Believer." I mean, there's some point maybe where Mickey's not. I mean, he's in great shape, but there might be some point where he's not in the shape to, or wanting to sing an entire concert. You know, maybe he doesn't want to do that anymore, and so I mean, it's a possibility. But right now, we're just wherever it's going to go, we'll take it. You know.
But this is like a whole new way of doing things, where he'll come out and say, like you were saying, have a little story, and the Monkees play the song that he was just talking about.
Oh yeah.
And then go back to another story and have the Monkees play, the Monkee Men play another song that goes along with his storytelling. Once again, you know what? Here's my credit card and here's her credit card. I'll go get the neighbor's credit card if you want it.
Well, we'll see. We'll take it where it is. I mean, our thing is a tribute band. We're just trying to get up as a tribute band and do the show like most tribute bands do. We do an early set and then take a break and do a Rainbow Room set, and just trying to get that show off the ground and see if that works.
Now, I know we've been throwing out all these ideas, but that's not to say that we don't fully love the show as is now, including the set design and everything coming down to the performances, the song selection. So it's 100%. So if anyone out there sees the Monkee Men coming to your town, you've got to go and see them if you want to go back to 1966 or 67. Even if you don't want to go back, it's just such a fun show.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Now, I saw in another interview, that you were going to give away a Monkees guitar to the best dressed fan in the audience.
Is that still happening?
Or the best dressed interviewer.
We do.
It will eventually happen.
Yeah, it will eventually. We have to do our own show. Like I said, we still don't have a feel of, and I think this is why some of the promoters and agents haven't really been too warm to the idea. They don't know if we can fill seats. That's the bottom line. They don't know if people will come. And you know as well as I do, Monkees fans will come. But so far we've had Beatles fans there. And some Beatles fans love the Monkees, but some Beatles fans hate the Monkees. So you don't want a group of people who hate you in the audience. What you want is our group of your fans. And just in LA alone, there must be hundreds of Monkees fans. So I think that maybe thousands. I think that if we just get a chance to take the stage ourselves, when that happens, then we'll include what we already include in the show, which is, Davy brings a girl up and sings to her. And then we also have a dance contest for Let's Dance On, where they'll win a t-shirt. And then when best dressed costume will win one of the Monkees guitars. I've got I think Scott made me 10 of them or so. So they're all just sitting there waiting, but we haven't done a full show yet. So I'm trying to explain.
There's 9 of them. I have one.
Oh, okay. So it's we're trying to explain to some of these promoters. It's not just a band playing songs. It's a show. It's an experience. People get to interact, and it's up to them whether they want to take a chance on the show. I think it would be really good. I mean, at some point we might have to four-wall, what they call in the business a four-wall, where basically you pay for everything. You open the doors, you pay for the tickets, you pay for the ticket takers, you pay for everything, sound and lights and everything, and show people what we can do. It's a kick-ass show. It really is good. When it's all put together, it's really, really good. People are really going to have fun.
God, I'd love to see it. It sounds great.
Well, that's why we have you on right now, because we want to promote the Monkee Men, because this is, once again, not just a concert, is an experience. It's a Monkees Lost episode. Now,
it's going back to the 60s.
Yes, it is.
Amazing.
Yeah, and legally, too. Is there any plans for a next Monkee Men concert?
Or even an opener?
We don't have anything on the books right now, but we have people working on it, trying to get something going. Like I said, it may have to come down to us four-walling, and then once you have a venue, let's say we play somewhere, the Canyon Club in LA or something, and that's paying for everything, then you can book something around it. You book something in Bakersfield, then you book something in San Diego, then you book, you know what I mean, where the group can travel and it's only a few hours and you make a little bit of a tour of it. So that's what we're trying to put together right now, but nothing really on the books right now. And everybody's really busy too. So it's difficult to pull everybody out of their bands. Josh is in like 10 other tribute bands.
Goodness.
Yeah, Josh is Sting. He's Elton John. He's Billy Joel. He's Paul McCartney. He's who else is he? Well, he's Mickey Dolenz. And just so
he's in the No Doubt.
He's in the No Doubt tribute. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so
is he Gwen Stefani?
No, he's not Gwen. But although I think that's his girlfriend. But so he's got a lot of things going on. So it's just very difficult to pull everybody out and do it. But I'm sure once a tour hits, we'd love to do it. We even have fans calling venues. We've had people calling the venue saying, you got to have these guys. And so we'll see.
I know Mickey Dolenz is coming to the Canyon Club up in Calabasas.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any kind of free date around there that fits in everyone's schedule?
Well, that's the whole thing. We'd have to stay as far away from that place as possible for at least 3 months or 6 months or however much it is. So
you know what? Can I get the name of that agent? Because I could ask him why. What is up with this? That doesn't make any sense at all.
It's not an agent. It's just agents in general. That's just the way it works. Everyone's worried about their show, making sure they get enough people in the seats, making sure they make enough money for that night. Anything else is seen as competition, but it's fine, and we're totally happy to be within our place. And when our number gets called, we'll come up and have one of the best shows you've ever seen. I think it's honestly, I got to be honest with you, I think it's better than our Beatles show. I really do think it is. It's more interactive. It's more fun. It's more interactive. There's more things that the Monkees can do than the Beatles would do, and we already push it with the Beatles already. With the Beatles throwing out a T-shirt and different things that the Beatles would never do. But, you have to have some interaction with the audience. And so I really enjoyed writing the show. And like Frank says, hopefully when we eventually do our full show, it'll be something to be seen and something really that'll make a difference.
Yeah, the show that we saw, one of the unexpected moments was when Mike came out and introduced that Dick Clark montage from
American Bandstand. Mm-hmm.
American Bandstand. All the kids, what do they like better, the Monkees or the Beatles? But just having that kind of interstitial within the middle of the concert. So I never knew what was going to come next. And at the end, the Monkees joined the Beatles to do Hey Jude. And it was just like, I don't know what's going to come next. And that's the most exciting part of it. It wasn't just A, B, C, the end. Go out to the OC fair and we'll see you later.
Right.
Right. Well, a lot of bands don't know what to do. There's a lot of bands will play the songs. Like, well, we played the songs. Like, yeah, but there's an audience in front of you, so you need to interact with them and do certain things. And just with some of our show background, we like to put those things into the show. And let's face it, like you said, the Monkees have so much to pull from. All kinds of jokes from the TV show. There's visual things from the TV show that we try to add in there, and just a whole bunch of different things that we have this whole plethora of ideas that we can it's just a matter of where they would go into the show. Like I said, if Davy ends up playing violin, we have to tie that into the show somehow to make it make sense, but to also play the song musically, which everybody does. Everybody plays the songs, whatever band you're seeing. But we try to do that, make it a little more interesting than just sitting there watching people play music. Because let's face it, if you wanted to hear Abbey Road, you just put on Abbey Road, right? You don't need to see a band doing it. If the band's not doing anything interesting on stage, then it's just, you may as well just close your eyes and go listen to the record, because that sounds better anyway.
Yeah, now that we're all talking about this, it reminds me of the Davy Jones directed and produced shows of the 1980s when the Monkees came back. He insisted on, I'm going to write and direct and do everything for the show, where he would just have a song, a little skit, another song, skit, song, skit. Now that I'm thinking about it, this show replicates the Monkees comeback tour.
Plus, I also feel that the Monkees themselves, like the show, did a lot of fourth wall breaks, which really lends itself to an audience when you're on stage playing. So you can like play into that, and I think that's what people love now. I mean, just look at Deadpool and Wolverine with all the fourth wall breaks there. Yeah.
Of course, yeah. Now it's no problem. It's old hat now, but I loved those shows that Davy wrote. They came out, the giant record player, and then they blew up the record player, and it was so good. They came out in the bed, like they did in the scene with their pajamas on. I love Davy's shows. Those were the best. They included all the dialogue, and Mickey's doing that, "You dirty brat," the whole thing, and just it was great. That's the kind of thing that I strive for, is making the TV show come alive on a live stage.
Well, 100% there.
Yeah. And now, if you do have an announcement or a concert coming up, where can fans follow the Monkee Men and the Fab Four?
You can follow us on our website, which is themonkeemen.com. Is it The Monkee Men or Monkee Men?
Either way, it's 2 E's in monkey. You don't want to put the Y in there.
Right.
Oh.
You might go somewhere else.
Ooh.
Okay, hold on. That changes everything. Yeah, I'm getting a Planet of the Apes website if I put in EY.
That's all right. That's close enough.
I don't mind.
We're big Apes fans too. But that's where you can go, monkeymen.com. We're on Facebook as well. Just look up Monkee Men. Hopefully we'll be coming to your town.
Yes, it is monkeymen.com.
EE.
Yes.
For monkey. Cool.
All right. Now, Frank, can you take us out of this segment and do a little star collector for us?
You want a bit of star collector, do you? Because she's a star collector.
Collector of stars.
She only aims to please young celebrities. Yes, she's a star collector.
Collector of stars.
I kind of love her, but I just don't respect her. Anyway, that's all you get.
Yay!
Pretty good. Hey, Richard, you can be our background background.
Okay.
Background vocal.
Okay.
I'd love it.
Nice.
No?
Yes, he could.
What? Sarah says no.
Yeah, she made me promise never to sing on this show or anywhere else again.
Songs that he knows really well, he can kind of hit the notes right.
Hey, sounds like us. You're in.
All right, guys, thank you so much for coming on the show and giving us all the behind the scenes on the Monkee Men. Once again, this is a phenomenal show.
Yeah.
Thank you.
She's a star collector. She only aims to please young celebrities. Yes, she's a star collector.
Hi, I'm Butch Patrick, Melvin Vandersnoot from the Christmas episode, and you are monkeying around. That's monkeying with 2 E's with Skywalking through Neverland.
Please take my hand. It gives my aunt a feeling of security. Peter, take that.
Shout-outs, Skywalker shout-outs. Which Skywalkers get props from here in Neverland? Who was tweeted out? Shout-out. Who was photobombed? Shout-out. Who was shared a post? Shout-out.
Skywalkers, every month we want to give you a huge shout out. Those of you who are part of the Skywalking Force, which is our Patreon. So without further ado, many, many thanks to Anthony Kakias,
Blessed Cheesemaker,
Bryn McKinnon,
Carl Fox,
Chickafent,
Christopher Marino,
Courtney Turkel,
Dale Erdman,
Darren Irvine,
Dave Kerwin,
Don Glover,
DynastyBook.net, also known as Derek Beebe,
Glenn Stein,
hey, Garrett Sessions,
Jeremy and Heather Hunt,
John Liang,
John Zancanaro,
Jonathan Quieto,
Jordan Paley,
Julie Caruana,
Julie and James Gildersleeve,
Justin Smith,
Kato Toby Ryder.
Kelly Turkel.
Kristen Carr, also known as Happiest Club on Earth.
Hey. Laura Bryce.
Leanne Nelson.
Meredith Duckworth.
Michael Corbett.
Then we have Mike Ward.
Michael Nip.
Nancy Steinman.
Patrick Pine.
Patty Hammond.
Patty Nazarian.
Peter and Norma Heitman.
Reynold Gobey.
Robert Avia.
Ryan Wiltberger.
Sasha Barrios.
Scott Carmichael.
Scott Hume.
Taryn Bench.
Wesley Meecombs.
William Magalio.
And Wynn Patterson.
Yay.
Thank you to one and to all. We really, really appreciate this. The finance that you give us does go a long, long way. And
yeah.
I don't think we would hit this year 11 if it hadn't been for all the support of the Skywalking Force.
Absolutely. You help us grow and deliver new content to you guys, and we appreciate that.
Yes, as you'll see next year, because why? We'll be coming to your town, just like the Monkees.
Oh.
But instead of singing, we'll be doing trivia.
Yes.
Well, that wraps up episode 485 of
Skywalking Through Neverland.
We want to thank Ron McNeil and Frankee Mendonca for coming on the show to monkey around with us.
Oh, I see what you did there.
I promised I wouldn't, but, case came out. And Bryna Dambrowski for helping us set up the discussion with the Monkee Men. And we want to thank all you Skywalkers for coming back every week, watching us, subscribing. Not going to thank those who unsubscribe.
But those who comment too.
Yes.
Now you're stuck with us as Skywalkers Academy.
Couldn't be in better company.
That's right. All right, Skywalkers, you can also find us on socials. We are at Skywalking Pod. We've done quite a bit of reels lately on Instagram, so make sure to check those out. They're really fun.
Yeah, we posted one today about how our friend gave us up to the first order. Did you see that one?
Yep.
It's already gotten over 2,700.
Oh, it did?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
2777 views.
Honestly, the shorter the reels, the better they do. It's so weird. Yeah. Like we try to put together these cute little videos, but people just want short, sweet, done.
Yeah, 20 seconds, you're in, you're out.
Wow, I didn't look at how many that was having, but holy cow.
Yeah, no kidding.
Well, Dave was very bad and gave up the planet to the first order.
Dave, do not tell the first order more than you need to. He just volunteered it willy-nilly.
He did. But you know what? Honestly, the first order person in there, the first order lieutenant, really played into it.
Yeah, he did.
It was very good.
He knew his stuff.
Yes.
Now, do you have things that you want to share? Well, come with us every Monday night at 6 p.m. Pacific time when we do our Things We Want to Share live on YouTube. That's where we share things that we've done in the past week. Today we recorded our Things We Want to Share, and we told everyone about the Universal Studios day we had, the Disney day we had. We sang happy birthday to your mom. Shameen Dana came on to say happy anniversary and tell us about his autographed King film.
You never know what's going to happen on these live streams.
Yeah,
sometimes.
You share with us, we'll share with you.
Absolutely. Are you interested in our books? Well, autographed copies of Today and Star Wars History Parts 1 and 2 are available now at skywalkingthrough-neverland.com/book. Also, the interactive notebook, Skywalking Through My Fandom, and if you are wanting a hardcover copy of Part 1 and Part 2 of Today in Star Wars History, the only place you can get them is skywalkingthrough-neverland.com/book. If you have them already, those are collector's items. They will not be produced again. So the only ones we have left are the ones we have in stock.
And we have a limited supply.
That's right.
Get them now while you can.
Absolutely.
And go over to our TeePublic store because Sarah just had designed a very new t-shirt, Down the Witch's Road. So to celebrate your weekly watch along with Agatha all along, you can wear your new Witches t-shirt.
I was so inspired by Agatha All Along TV series, and also the whole down the road, down the witch's road, that I had to create a design. It has almost 20 Easter eggs in it that call out to the show. And so really the only way to see them all is to get yourself a t-shirt or a pillow or wall art or a button or a sticker, you can find them all at our TeePublic store.
Maybe by next week we'll have our shirts and we can
Yes.
model them.
They already shipped. They already
Oh,
shipped. I got a
good.
shipping notification today.
We need to wear them next week because next week's episode will be all about witches.
Oh, yes. Very exciting. It's going to be so cool.
Now, do you want to support Skywalking Through Neverland more than you already are? Well, you can consider supporting us through the Skywalking Force, our Patreon. We just thanked everyone who has supported in the month of September. Now we're moving on to October. Do you want your name to be in there? We want your name to be in there. The Skywalking Force has access to bonus content in the form of our Zoom discussions. Remember Zoom?
Yeah.
Where you can look back at all of the WandaVision, Falcon the Winter Soldier, and all the
Loki.
early Disney Plus stuff. And you can get a coupon for our books as well, including the hardcovers.
Yes.
And bonus content begins at only $5 a month. So head over there to Skywalking Through... Nope, not that. Head over there to skywalkingforce.com and have a look at all of the options. And once again, thank you to those who are already a huge part of the Skywalking Force.
That's right. Get ready, Skywalkers. Now, we would like to thank our sponsor, Small World Vacations, for their support. Are you thinking of a trip to Disney parks or a Disney cruise? Maybe you want to go during the holidays. Maybe you want to go during Wine and Dine. Wherever you want to go, you can fill out a Get a Quote form at smallworldvacations.com today. And their vacation planning service is free of charge. So check it out and tell them that Skywalking Through Neverland sent you.
And then whisper, Star Collector.
Use the Skywalking Force.
All right, now we are part of the Skywalking Network.
Skynet.
Where you can find other great shows like Talking Apes. And this week we're going to release our 10-year anniversary of Talking Apes.
Wow.
11 years for Skywalking, 10 years for Talking Apes. We got longevity. You can also hear the Max Effects podcast,
The Neverland Clubhouse,
Totally Tell Me Everything,
Star Warsologies,
and the YouTube shows Collectopolis and
Today in
Star
Wars History.
I was going to say Today in Skywalking History.
Oh, that works too.
And Star Wars History. Now, don't forget to stick around for bloopers and other fun bits that didn't make it into the show. And
always remember,
here's a collector of stars, the Star Collector.
And Neverland on Alderaan. Well, this is now not just a Star Wars, Disney, Marvel podcast. This is a Monkees.
Well, you know what?
Monkees podcast.
I recall right before I found Zilch, people were saying, you guys talk about the Monkees so often. Why don't you just do a Monkees podcast? And
You had just started the Planet of the Apes podcast.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. I thought, okay, what's one more? And I found Zilch and was like, oh, thank goodness.
Soft. How do you tap these things? They're so small.
You need little tiny pin fingers.
Yeah. But
think I'll let her keep on going wherever it is.
She's going to give her my autograph and tell her it's been nice knowing you.
Hey, look at those names to the left. They are part of the Skywalking Force, our Patreon.
become a producer yourself and check out all the Disney Plus themed bonus content available depending on the level you subscribe.
Become a member of the elite Skywalking Force at skywalkingforce.com.